Espresso is a concentrated form of coffee served in small, strong shots. It has all the same flavors of coffee, but amplified. It was invented in Venice, Italy in the early 20th century by businessman Luigi Bezzera. He had been experimenting with coffee to see how he could make his brew faster. All coffee is made much the same way. Choose your bean, roast it, then grind it up and add water. Espresso uses the same plants, growing methods, and processing as any other coffee drink. Any origin or roast of coffee can be used to make espresso. There are coffee beans that have what is called an espresso roast. However, this just means that the green coffee beans have been roasted in a way that the producer believes will best suit espressos. You do not have to use an espresso roast to make espresso. The main difference between regular brewed coffee and espresso is the grind and the treatment of those ground beans. In espresso, the beans are ground much finer and packed firmly before pressurized hot water is forced through. This is usually done using an espresso machine. However, there are at-home methods that can be used. The temperature of the water also tends to be higher than that of brewed coffee. The result is a small shot of liquid that, milliliter for milliliter, is more concentrated and thus stronger in taste than other coffee. Espresso also creates a brown foam that forms when air bubbles combine with the soluble oils of finely ground coffee. This foam is called the crema and gives the espresso a much creamier texture than brewed coffee. Part of what makes a great barista is the ability to adjust their process depending on the bean and roast they are working with. You want to find the sweet spot between size and method of grind, amount of coffee, tamping pressure, which is how tightly you pack the ground coffee into a portafilter, temperature and pressure of the water, and extraction time. By nature, espressos will be more acidic, as they are a concentrated version of coffee, and so all aspects of the coffee are intensified. Since espresso can be made with any kind of coffee, the acidity will vary depending on the roast and the skill of the barista. Longer and darker roasts naturally reduce acidity. If you're looking for a full-bodied flavor with low acidity that's easy to work with, you'll want to grab a South American coffee, particularly Brazilian, with a long, dark roast. Or if you prefer a more acidic, fruity flavor, then head to Kenya. But note that perfecting this espresso flavor profile may be a challenge even for a skilled barista. Though a serving of espresso is called a shot, it is not meant to be drunk in a single gulp. Instead, espresso is meant to be sipped slowly so you can take in its rich, full flavor. Most enjoy a shot or double shot of espresso as is, but sweeteners can be added. It is sometimes served with a sweet biscuit, like a biscotti. Espresso shots are also made to make a number of popular coffeehouse drinks. The Caffè Americano, which is a shot of espresso combined with hot water, Caffè Latte, a double shot of espresso topped with steamed milk, and a cappuccino, a single shot of espresso topped with steamed and frothed milk. Espresso has the reputation of being high in caffeine, however this depends on how much of it you drink. Being such a small amount of liquid, there is a high concentration of caffeine. However, in some cases, a standard brewed coffee will have more caffeine in it due to the higher amount of liquid. The average espresso contains 29 to 100 milligrams of caffeine in a single shot, averaging around 75 milligrams. Comparatively, drip coffee can contain 80 to 200 milligrams of caffeine per cup, as always depending on the variety and brew.